Welcome back to the series of the new server project. Part 14 will cover from day 76 to 83, 1 week away from 3 months with this character. I started on day 77 by working on finding spawns of where to get the most out of the summon. The first one I tried was the Medusa Tower in Port Hope, which ended up being decent, with the obvious downside of the summon being alive a must-have. The raw experience I was getting was of 1.5kk while making good task progress and a bit of profit, mostly from the creature products. After this test run, I went to a spawn I tried before, the Medusa Cave of Talahu. At first, I did a test hunt on the first floor hunting with SDs and waves like I did before, to see if there was an improvement since last time, and the raw experience was of almost 900k compared to the 800k I did 50 levels ago. But the reason I came here was to continue testing places with the summon, and this cave has 2 small caves with higher density. And by using the summon to add those caves, but also using it on the main floor, the experience went up to over 1.2kk. So by starting the hunt with the summon and getting to use it twice, it becomes a decent spawn. But just for sorcerers, because I will get a lot out of my waves. After I was done with my test, I ended the day at level 242. For day 78, I started the quest of the Wrath of the Emperor, and there was something I wanted to test for this quest as well, which I had heard before as rumors that you can do the first mission of the quest solo. Using this video as reference, I was also able to do it myself. However, it does require to have a specific speed boost, so probably only doable for over level 200s. Even for me, it took a few tries because it was that close to the timing required. After completing the first missions, I went to the first spawn on my list for testing, the North and South Plantations. This is a spawn that I first tested with my knight, and I knew it would be good for other vocations too, but had not been able to try it until now. The appeal of this place is to make money. The Brimstone Fangs are very valuable on regular servers for the Earth Protection imbuement, and this is the best place to farm them, and the experience was decent too, sitting at a bit over 1.1kk raw XP. Definitely an underrated place. After finishing testing this out, I continued with the questline, which also unlocked another place to try, the Deeper Bermuda. I continued to do the missions by myself, and that was helpful, because I was able to do it just fine, a bit slow but still doable, which meant I could also do proper hunts here. And that's what I did the next day. I started by hunting the second floor of Deeper Bermuda. I was able to hunt it, but it wasn't the best. The raw experience was also a bit low because of it, sitting at around 1.1kk. But while being here, I also did another test, this time hunting the last floor, but with my summon. This ended up being a lot better, with the raw experience getting to over 1.7kk on the last floor with the summon alive. And after refilling and supplying better for the hunt, I came back. This time I will start on the last floor with the summon, then I switch to the second floor during the off time and repeat the last floor when the summon was back on cooldown. By alternating like this, my average raw experience will be at around 1.5kk, while making some good profit along the way, and ended the day at level 244. On day 79, I continued with the Wrath of the Emperor quest, because I wanted to get to the next spawn on the list, Rasachai, also known as the Lizard City. And my test hunt went pretty well, getting to almost 1.4kk of raw experience with a tiny bit of profit. This while not having a properly optimized lab, so there was a potential for improvement. Unfortunately, I didn't get to do a hunt for too long, as my internet decided to die on me, resulting on me dying and ending the day with almost no gains. For the following days, I didn't feel like trying Lizard City again, because I felt like there wasn't room to do much better than what I was getting already. So instead, I decided to continue hunting on Deeper Bermuda, because this way I will also work on my task points for the Killing in the Name of quest and also complete a bunch of bestiary. But I also did a few improves before heading there. First, I bought a raiment, which was for 100 silver tokens, around 1.7kk with the prices of the server, which is also around 150 Tibia coins. I decided to go for the Frost version, which comes with ice protection and energy damage taking increase, mostly because my end goal after getting more levels is to move on to the Winter Court, but also because I couldn't think of a place where the downside of the extra energy damage will be an issue at this level. And even though the resistance of fire or earth will be more useful, their downsides will be also pretty bad. But there was another improvement I did, which was of getting tier 3 imbuments. I don't have the quest, nor do I think I will do it myself, so instead I had a friend do them for me. I decided to go with crit and mana on the weapon and a magic level imbuement on the helmet, and I must say that neither the crit or magic level made a noticeable difference, but the mana leech was clearly an improvement, because my hunts in Bermuda went from 500 manas lasting me 50 minutes to those same 500 manas lasting me nearly 70 minutes. so my hunts improved because of that, especially in a spawn like Banuda where the loot can be very heavy and I had to drop items in the ground and sometimes even leave them there after I left because of the lack of cap. But also there were tiny bits of improvement from the extra crit and the extra magic levels. That combined with me getting more comfortable with deeper Banuda improved the spawn to almost 1.3 kk without the summon and 1.9 kk with the summon. And for day 80, I did almost 2 hours of hunting, making 200k of profit without even counting the market price for the Medusa hairs or snake skins. Unfortunately again, it came at a cost of 1 death. This time it wasn't internet issues, but rather just a misplay and also bad luck of getting comboed. This spawn is not easy by any means, at least not for this level, so I wasn't upset about it, since I was making gains anyways. I came back after getting blessings and got my level back while also finishing my task for serpent spawns and hydras and nearly my second task of medusas. I also did the boss of medusas for my first task, and the next day I did the serpent spawn boss and also the second medusa boss. With this last medusa task, I was able to get my promotion to the next rank of trophy hunter. This allows me to finally sell all sorts of trophies to Grizzly Adams, but also to get the task for the Modras, which will be pretty good value for this point in the new server, but it wouldn't be the case for a regular server. I already mentioned this before in the series, but I regret spending too much time focusing on these tasks, and I will advise to either do them until the first 20 points for the first promotion, which is enough for the shortcuts to Banuda and Asuras, or to wait until higher levels and get a lot more points from the higher level tasks, which for example Banuda is very good for. So the tasks should be just a bonus if you do them on a spawn that you are already hunting, but it shouldn't be your only reason to hunt. Anyways, I continued to hunt Banuda because I still needed to complete the bestiary of serpent spawns and hydras, and on day 83 I ended up dying again. This time it was also my fault, but not entirely, because somebody else had run into the spawn and lured an extra Medusa to a pool that shouldn't have it, and I thought it wasn't a big deal. But it turns out it was, and it costed my life. Once again, it didn't feel too bad because I had already made good gains that day, so I got blessings and came back, since I was really close to finishing the bestiary of hydras, and in the end I was able to finish it before ending the day. By now, I had gotten 100 charm points from hydras, serpent spawns, eternal guardians, and soul leaders, and also nearly 7 full tasks for the killing in the name of quests. Overall, making good progress, and I found Deeper Banuda to be very engaging due to its high difficulty but also great rewards, making it worth the risk. And by the end, I was left at level 248. The final results for this week were of going from level 241 to 248 and going from magic level 81 to 82. This week I didn't buy any Tibia coins since most of my gold went to the equipment upgrades I did, but I also didn't spend any coins either since everything was paid with the gold I've been making. And that's it for this video. Next part will be the last of this series, so I hope you come back for that one. Thank you for following this series and watching these videos, and a special thanks to Tuna Hero, Thor the Slasher, and Drunken Watson for their donations to the channel.